95.3 HLF, good Tuesday morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome back to the 95.3 HLF Morning Show, Hope Harris-Gayles. She's the Associate Director of Communications and Outreach at the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. But this morning, she's here to encourage you to vote yes for Halifax schools on the 5th of November. Before we go any further, Hope, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Tell me, how did you decide to become involved in the Yes for Halifax Schools campaign?
So, honestly, I came to the effort a little slowly. Initially, when it first came out, I was not convinced about the need for the sales tax. And to be honest, I was a little upset that we were even needing to have this discussion. I felt like, maybe the school should have been better maintained or other decisions should have been made. And I think a lot of people feel that way. But at the end of it, I had to decide that it is what it is. We are where we are, and we can either keep being angry about how we got here or we can do something about it. So I'll tell you, the best thing I did was to get off Facebook. It's fun to read the comments and go back and forth and rile each other up, but that can't be the only way that we shape our opinion. So I got off Facebook. I started talking to people who did have a different opinion. I asked them, why they felt that way. I looked into the information, and I encourage everyone to do the same thing. If you have doubts, that's okay. I'd like to talk to you because we probably have the same doubts. But we've got to get the facts and make an informed decision. And a great place to do that is by visiting www.yesforhalifaxschools.com. A lot of good information there. There are some town hall meetings coming up with Board of Supervisors members. I encourage everyone to go to those. If you can't attend, call up your representative. Make them ask your questions, make them give you good answers, because this is one of the most important issues facing my generation. What we do with this vote will determine not just what our schools will look like, but what our community will look like in the next 10 or 20 years. So I encourage everyone to get involved. It matters.
I've got more questions, but I could just say case closed. It's nice talking to you, Hope. Tell me about what are some of the things that you may say to people, especially those who don't have a child in the school system and don't think that this issue has an impact on their lives.
I understand that sentiment, and it makes sense on the face of it, but this issue is really about the future of Halifax County. It's about whether we're going to move forward or fall behind, whether we're going to grow stronger or get weaker as a community. And so whether you have a child in the system or not, the schools affect your life. The schools have a direct impact on this community's ability to attract new residents, to attract doctors and business and industry. If you just think about it, what company wants to come to a place where they feel like the schools are failing? What doctor wants to bring their family to a school system that they think is run down and unsafe? No one wants to come into a situation like that. And so, all of a sudden that leads to us not being able to attract businesses, not being able to attract doctors, and little by little we fall further and further behind. Schools impact everyone, and that's why this vote is so important.
I heard it said that for a long time, an economic development guy talking that the key thing was for economic development was to be site ready, that type of thing. Now he says it's all about workforce, which echoes what you were just talking about. We're speaking this morning with Hope Harris-Gayles. She's the Associate Director of Communications and Outreach at the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center here in South Boston. She's here to encourage you to vote yes for Halifax schools on the 5th of November. Hope, as we put the wraps on this thing, what do you say to people who they just aren't convinced? They hear what you're saying, but just don't want to consider paying more in taxes.
I understand that. I don't love taxes. I hate getting that property tax bill as much as anyone else. So I'm not saying tax me, please. But, all taxes are not created equal. And I encourage folks to just have an open mind. Don't just hear tax and shut down and say no. Let's really talk about what the issue is. And we're looking at a 1% sales tax increase. So today our sales tax in the county is 5.3%. If we pass this, it would go to 6.3%. And to look at a real example, let's say you go to Walmart and you buy something for $1.94, right? Because it's always an odd cent, never just $2. So it's $1.94. Today you're paying 10 cents in tax. So you'd pay a total of $2.04. If we pass the 1% sales tax increase, you would pay 12 cents in tax. So your total would be $2.06. And that's what we're really talking about. A few pennies here, a few pennies there, but all together, when we each pay a little here and there, it adds up and it will make a significant difference to our schools. And the beauty of the sales tax is that everyone who comes through the county, whether they're from Mecklenburg or Minnesota, and they stop at Sheetz or they go to Walmart, they're helping us pay for our schools. So this is a great opportunity to generate some revenue for our schools. You know, if we don't vote yes for this, we're really tying our own hands. So it's important, and I hope everyone will get the facts and vote yes on November 5th.
Well, you stated your case and made it well. I will say, as we put the wraps on this thing, hope Harris-Gayles.